What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project, the 1951 GM LeSabre Concept. Absolutely stunning looking car. Well, not directly at the moment, but it will be later on. But before we jump into that, I just want to say a huge congratulations to LMAO Zedong. Beautiful, beautiful Ribson Starline, beating out my monster truck by just 2 votes. Well done. That does look absolutely stunning, though. It just looks mean, nasty, and just in all the right ways, though. The next competition has started, and I did say we're going to have a little bit of an update. We are now going into mods. We will be alternating them, so every month you'll get one mod and one law car competition on here. At the moment, we have started, and we are working on the Subaru BRZ, the Scion FRS, and the Toyota GT86 mod by Lit. Absolutely fantastic. Head over to the Discord, hit the competitions channel. You can get the link to go and download the mod if you don't already have it to use, and then make your own version. Make it as cool as you possibly want. It should be absolutely awesome. A few uploads already up there, looking pretty sweet. I shall be working on mine probably throughout the week whilst trying to also make videos, because I do intend in taking the not this week, but next week actually off. So I'm probably going to do a bit of pre-recorded stuff and try and take a week off with the family, but still have videos for you guys. Anyway, congratulations, LMAO Zedong. Beautiful, beautiful Ribson Starline. Well done. Let's jump back into today's video. So yes, the 1951 GM LeSabre Concept. Stunning, stunning looking car. Well, you know, it will be when it's all fixed and looking pretty. Looking absolutely fantastic. Let's talk some facts about this one then. So I did get this one from the auction house. It has got 230 almost 1,000 kilometers on it, and it is in incredibly bad condition. Very, very bad. Did I get a good deal on it though, considering how bad the condition is? Not quite. It's not too bad. Most of my recent builds have been thousands in minus from profit. So I bought this one for 29,610 and could sell it for 29,035, only losing out on 575 credits. We haven't even washed it, so not that we're going to do that anyway. This one does have the V8 2-carb overhead valve engine, looking pretty nice. 257 standard horsepower on that one. We will be adding performance parts, but I don't imagine this one blowing anyone away today. It just looks too awesome. It is a cool looking car. This was sort of the first iteration of aircraft builds going into cars. You've got this lovely curved windscreen in here, and then these flared fenders, which then became very popular with car makers after this. So it's sort of the start of a few things, this beautiful LeSabre Concept. But we need to get ours started, so let's get it over to the car wash and let's get it cleaned up. Here we are then, with the LeSabre at the car wash. I'm pretty confident it is white with a little bit of blue or purple on there, but whoa, jumpy game. Let's get it cleaned nonetheless. Over you go. And let's see how good this colour looks, or bad, and why it's got a blue. Oh, it's blue. Blue fender there. The rest of the car is in white. Probably won't be keeping it white. No, probably won't go with the blue either, although that blue is quite nice. But let's get the interior done. We'll get it back on the lift, and we'll get that V8 engine ripped out and start stripping everything down. Let's get under that incredibly rusty LeSabre. Look at it. It is so bad under here. I don't think I've ever seen a one car look so complete but be so badly rusted as well. Anyway, the oil pan is there, so let us get that one all drained out, ready to go. Very dark, not very much of it. Nicely done. Let's get up. Let's get this gearbox and stuff out. Oh, straight away we are missing the drive shaft. Never mind, that's all good. It means one less thing for us to fill out. Although I do need to remember to buy one later to put it back in. Now let's get this gearbox out with literally all of the rusty bolts. I think this whole car is going to be rusty bolts. The condition is awful. There we go. Let's get out these front exhaust sections as well while we're here. And let's go see if we can now rip this engine out of here. Let's get you on the ground. Let's go grab that crane and give it a go. Lift, crane, whatever you want to call it. Hoist, maybe. Let's go. Let's see if we can get this one out. Nicely done. Easy peasy. Let's get you put away and let's start clearing. Look at the size of that radiator. Let's start clearing this engine bay. First off, massive radiator. Then we've got a brake servo, a battery, and a fuse box. Let's just grab the lid off of this while we're here. There we go. It is a fuse box. They do all have slightly different layouts now and then. It's pretty cool. We'll jump down the back here and we'll grab out that fuel pump. And now we're going to see if there's anything missing. No, doesn't look like it. That's pretty nice. Quite a small engine bay. Not a lot in here. We've only got literally the brake servo, the radiator, the battery, and the fuse box. So I need to get these two drained out. So let's go in to the additional tools mode, the drain tool, and click and hold. I'll be back in just a moment. Literally just a moment. There was hardly anything in either of them. So let's just get them ripped out, get you ripped out, and I'll come back to this fuse box in just a minute. But let's jump down and check out this suspension. We will take the first wheel off. Out you come. And let's see what we got going on. A nice double wishbone. Nicely done. The inner and outer tie rod are there. The hub bearing and the hub cap are there. Plus the sway bar end link. And we've got all of the bushings of this side. Let's just jump over the other side quickly. All of the bushings there. Inner and outer tie rod, a sway bar end link, and the hub and bearings. The only one wheel that is missing is the back right wheel there. So we'll go down to that side and see what we've got going on or not. Look at that. That is a lot missing. So we've got the lower arm, the shock, the upper arm, a bushing, just the one bushing, and the sway bar end link, and the wheel hub bearing, and the drive shaft. Quite a bit missing from that side. Let's jump over the other side. More arms. Oh, that's all the suspension stack as well. More bearings. Another arm, another arm, another arm, which will have another bearing in it as well. At least this one's got the sway bar end link, the drive shaft, and I'm hoping in there somewhere there should be a bearing. There it is. I did just see the outline of it. Somewhere around there. Never mind. I saw it. It is there. There's quite a bit missing from this one, but it isn't too bad. A lot of it is there, just some arms and bushings to mostly be replaced at the back. So I'll get this fuse box out. We'll see if there's anything missing from that engine, and then we'll get on stripping this bodywork before we head over to the paint shop and check out the liveries. That's everything stripped off the beautiful LeSabre. Let's go check on that engine. Throwing the battery on charge en route. There we go. That was very low percentage. Anyway, wow, that is very, very rusty. But on the plus side, it doesn't look like there is anything missing. So I should just be able to hopefully repair a lot of this. And then obviously the performance parts, the alternator, the power steering pump, fuel filter, a few bits like that. All the ignition distributor, that can all be upgraded to performance parts. The manifold, the heads, things like that can all be upgraded to performance parts. So I'll be cracking on with that once I've got this one stripped down. I imagine there's quite a few rusty bolts all over this one. But never mind, I'm going to jump in, I'm going to get this one all finished, get loads of all the stuff repaired, replaced, or upgraded. Then we'll get on and strip that body down before putting it all back together. See you in a minute. It's time to get all the bodywork stripped off the LeSabre Concept. Let's crack on and try and find out what's what. So let's start with the hood here. Nice and simple. Then we've got a lovely front end that's also a dashboard as well. Nice, okay. That looks like the whole of the car. So we go front left fender, which is both fenders. Off you come there. Car part 1, what is that? That is most of the bodywork. There we go. Off with the door, off with the windshield. We'll grab that interior in a minute. Rear left fender is just the rear left fender. Rear right fender is just the rear right fender. Then we've got the trunk, the left tail light, the right tail light, and the rear bumper. That should be everything apart from this wonderful floating interior. So let's just get rid of this. There we go. Out with the steering wheel and out with those two seats. And we are left with just the frame. Oh, and a light. I missed the light. Just the frame rails is all we have left on this one. I do quite like it when it strips down to the frame rails, but it was a bit bizarre having the interior just floating in there. Maybe I should have done that first. But let's go and get this frame all sorted out. We'll move this welder over here. I'm going to get stuck. There we go. I don't know what happened there. Now, I paid $29,600-ish for the car, and it was in very bad condition. I'm going to say $1,500. Wow, I was way, way off on that one, but there we go. Let's get that repaired, and let's check out the LeSabre body shop. There we go. Nice and simple. One page, one-for-one, like-for-like replacement. It is just as simple as it is. I do quite like these sometimes, especially when you're trying to build a couple. So that is nice and simple. I'm going to get everything I can repaired, buy what I need to, and then we'll get it all back together before we head over to the paint shop. And that frame in white looks pretty sweet, so that's pretty cool. I will be back in just a little while. Let's go get some stuff repaired. Time to get the LeSabre all back together, hopefully looking better than just a pair of frame rails. So let's just jump in and let's crack on and try and get it done in the right order this time. I think I'm going to go for car part 1 there, which should be the main body. Nice, on you go. Then we shall go with, I reckon we'll go with the fenders next. There we go. Both fenders should go on there. Nice and easy. Then we'll go with the front end. On you go. And then the front bumper, looking pretty sweet. And then the hood on top of that. And we'll squeeze these little headlights in there as well. There are also headlights under this grille, I believe. Not obviously in the game, but in real life, I think there's dual headlights in there. I'm not 100% on that. Just some images I've seen that look pretty cool. Let's get this windshield on. Let's throw the right door on. Looking cool. Fenders. They're blue fender. I might just keep that fender blue for fun, you know. That also fits a wheel under the trunk. That's quite nice. And on with the trunk itself then. Let's get the right tail light in. That puts the fan bits in there. We'll get the rear bumpers on, and then we'll put the left tail light on, which puts the rest of that in there. That does look cool, though. Looks like a jet engine. I think that's smart. Nicely done. Anyway, on with the fender, on with the door, and that should be it. Should be it. So let's just get the license plates on. I've gone for, obviously, my virtual mechanic license plates, just with Concept 1 written on them. As you know, it is a concept car. Where's the other plate go? Just up here. There it is. Hiding from me. Looking pretty smart. Let's get this interior in. Then we can get this one over to the paint shop and see what liveries we've got today and what we're going to do with this beautiful one. I've changed the seats. I went for some lighter seats. I figured why not? They look quite smart. Plus, I'm planning on doing some white on this one. Maybe. Depends what the liveries are. We shall see. Let's just double check, though. Is this all back together? That's not the right screen. That is 100%. 100%, 100%. Fantastic. Let's head over to the paint shop. Here we are then with the LeSabre Concept in the paint shop. What have we got to work with today? I love the small plates. I think they're really quite smart. An upside down Mercedes badge. Anyway, let's crack on. Let's have a look what we've got going on here. So slot number 1 is this sort of carbon fibery grey finish. Looks quite nice, but definitely not what I'm after today. Slot number 2. Same, but in blue. Okay, again, not what I'm after. Slot number 3, this sort of brownie carbon fibre. Okay, slot number 4, a green carbon fibre. That's quite cool, but again, not quite what we're after today. Slot number 4, red carbon fibre. That is also quite nice. Maybe we might go for that. I'm not sure yet. We shall see. Number 6 is, oh, this is camo, but it's very, very dark. The best way to see it is solid, and even then, it's not. Is the camo is camoed in? I don't know. Probably not what we're going to go for today. We may come back to it. I'm not sure. Slot number 7 is this flame paint job from one side. It looks like there. Not going to go for that one. Here we go. Slot number 8. Water drops. That's quite cool. Bit too big. Probably, again, not what we're going to go for. Slot number 9 is, this is meant to be, I believe, a giant love heart, but it just doesn't quite fit. Anyway, slot number 10 is this one, and this one is quite nice, sort of like a galaxy image, but again, not quite what we're going to go for today. There is a slot number 11. This was me trying to make a livery. As you can see, if I go back the other way, there is nothing there because I've since deleted it. There is a template included with this one, but it's hard to work. It's not the easiest, so I sort of gave up. I was only trying to make something really quick anyway, but I gave up. So probably, unfortunately, not going to go with any of them liveries, which is a bit of a shame. May do. We shall see. I'm going to go away. I'm going to figure out what I want to do with this now, and I'll see you back here in a minute when I have made my decision. This is where we've ended up with the LeSabre Concept then, in this beautiful pearl red with a few little pearl white accents. The front end there painted in white just to sort of separate it a little bit, give it a little bit of division and a nice colour. And then the rear fins where the tail lights go, they are also in white as well. And it doesn't change the colour of that piece in there, which is fantastic. Really cool. Quite pleased with this one. I think it looks great. Very pleased with that. As regards to the engine and suspension, well, quite simply, that's very black in there. I didn't realise that was going to be the case. That's quite awesome. We do have a bit of a white firewall there, though. Is that visible there? No, so that's all right. Splash of white in there, splash of red, and a bit of black. So with that engine, probably going to do a bit of black, a bit of white, and a splash of red on the top, just for good measure. And probably roughly the same with the suspension, with a few splashes of white in there. Definitely some white wall tyres on this one today. Maybe even some white rims. We shall see. I'm quite pleased with this one. It looks pretty awesome. So let's get it back on the lifter. Let's start getting everything reassembled. I need to finish painting, so I'll be back in just a little while. That's everything ready to go back on the LeSabre. We just need to get a couple of bits assembled, or just the one, actually. Spring puller. Let's go. We got the white shocks with the pearl red springs on there. And I think that's looking pretty sweet, if I do say so myself. But let's get all of this onto the car, get all of this suspension finished off. So front suspension crossmember, we've gone for a pearl white on that one. The engine bay itself is really black. The frame rails themselves underneath are red. So we do have all three colours sort of showing up through there. I thought it was just a little bit nicer. Anyway, bottom suspension arm is in a red, but it is in a chrome red. I decided to go for a bit of chrome underneath here today for a change, something a bit different. Upper suspension arm is actually in a chrome black, just to keep on that chrome theme, but with a little bit of a black in there. You've obviously already seen the shock in its white with its red spring, looking pretty tasty. Let's get that sway bar end link on you go, and then we've got the hubcap. Done that one in white. It isn't going to matter. It's going to be covered by the wheel anyway. And then we've got the red brake caliper. That's looking a pretty tasty, actually. Not too bad of a colour mix between the chrome and the pearl reds there. Pretty good. Let's jump down the back and see what we've got going on down here. The rear suspension crossmember is in that pearl white again. Looking pretty tasty. Let's get the sway bar in and these rubber bushings on, ready to go. On you go, on you go. And then on with that end link. Nicely done. So then we've got the upper suspension arm in the chrome black again. Just fitting in. Sort of mirrors the front end a little bit there quite nicely. The lower suspension arm down here also in that chrome black just for a splash more of it. I think it looks pretty nice. Quite pleased with it. Then the suspension arm that pokes out. We've done that one in the chrome red and it is looking pretty sweet. Quite pleased. Definitely pleased with that one. That chrome red looks absolutely gorgeous. Let's get that drive axle in just because we're here. There we go. And then the rear suspension arm at the back also in that chrome red. Mostly because it's going to have a white spring cap on it and then the pearl red spring on top of that. Looking pretty sweet. You see the difference between the chrome red and the pearl reds there. Let's get that brake caliper on just because we are there. There we go. And it's going to ask me for the wheel now and I wasn't ready. Then the shock absorber itself again in that pearl white. Just for a splash more of that down there. That is looking pretty sweet. I am very, very pleased with that. I need to go on and get the rest of this finished. Good old black, red and white looks absolutely fantastic with a couple of chrome reds thrown in there along with some pearl reds and then some of that pearl white looking absolutely fantastic. Really pleased with that. What do you guys think? Do let me know in the comments. But we need to move on and get this engine bay sorted. That's what I was talking about, the black engine bay with the white crossmember and the red frame rails underneath. Looking pretty smart. But again, there we go. That's what I need to get. Let's get this engine bay all sorted out. There isn't much in this one. I've already done the fuel tank and fuel pump. So let's just throw the radiator in, the brake servo in, the battery in, which I did remember to pick up. And then the last piece is just the fuse box. And I have done that one in a white, just to throw a splash more colour inside this engine bay. Although I regret it now because I can't see where everything is to get this fuse box all back together. We'll get there. Oh, there's some parts here. Let's just crack on with this and we'll take a look at the engine bay and then we'll go get that beautiful V8 engine built. Yeah, there we go. That's that all finished. Engine bay sorted. And there you can see the white fuse box just for a splash of colour up there. You won't really see it with the engine, with the hood closed, with the engine closed, with the hood closed, but just a splash more colour. Now, let's go and get that beautiful V8 built. This is my first time assembling this one in the colours I've got it in today. So let's throw on the engine block. I have done that one in a chrome black to sort of match out with the rest of it. Looking pretty tasty. And the other thing I will show you now is the oil filter. It is in red, so this bit's red and all the writing's red. And I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Comes out really smart. But let's crack on. I'm going to get all of this in. So you've got your camshaft, the crankshaft, all of the clutch setup there and all of the pistons and piston rings and rod caps and all of that. I'll get all that done. We'll get it rotated. We'll get back topside and we'll throw a load more colour on. So we've got the engine block and the oil pan both in that chrome black there. Looking pretty smart. But let's crack on and let's move on. Fuel filter in you go. Ignition coil in you go. Cam gear chain. There we go. On you go, on you go. And let's get that timing cover on. I've done that one in the pearl white. Just for a splash of the white on the front end. So you've got the red there, the black, and some white. Looking pretty tasty. Crankshaft pulley in you go. And then we'll get that water pump on as well while we are here. Nice. And the water pump pulley as well, which I totally forgot about. But never mind. Power steering pump. I could have painted it, but I decided to leave it for the chrome effect that you get with the alternator next to it. There we go. Looking pretty tasty. Might as well throw the belt on as we're here. Can we get both belts on and the fan? Both belts and the fan. The fan is in that chrome black as well. Just to give it a bit more. Let's move around then. So we got the ignition distributor in that chrome black. The rotor on you go. And then the cap is in that pearl white. With the beautiful clips in chrome red. They are looking awesome. I love painting the clips on this game. Don't know why. Just a weird little thing. Let's move on though. Engine head. They are officially in white, but again, it's only the inside. And now I've just remembered from my experience with the fuse box why I don't normally paint these parts white, because you can't see where things need to go. So you've got valve push rods here. Once they are in, let's just get one in. There we go. Then you've also got the rocker arms as well. So I need to get all of them in, all the way across, all of the rocker arms, all of the spark plugs, and the exhaust manifolds on as well, on both sides with the other engine head. So I'll crack on and get them done, and I'll be back in just a moment. Just popping on that last rocker arm there. There we go. That's that all done. I've got all the spark plugs in. As you can see, the cables are now ready to go in, but we won't crack onto them just yet. Let's get these head covers on. They are in the chrome red, and they look absolutely fantastic. I really do think these look great. That chrome red is such a nice colour on some of these metal engine parts. Let's move on. Let's get the other side done, and then we'll get that manifold on in the middle there. Let's crack you. Intake manifold, on you go. You are in a pearl white, just for a splash more of that colour on this engine, because I don't really think there was much with just that and the timing cover there, so I thought I'd throw a big chunk of it up there for good measure. On with the carburettors. They look beautiful in their chrome, because they've also got the red on them. Not painted, they just are what they come out like. So let's get them on, and let's get this filter on. So we've got the round air filter base, obviously in that chrome red, then the filter, and then the cover on also in that beautiful, beautiful chrome red. Looking absolutely fantastic. I love this engine. It is one of my favorite engines. Last piece to go on though, we need to get these ignition wires in, and I have done them in a white just to sort of lean over the red there. Looking pretty cool. Very pleased with that. That is that all finished. I need to grab some pictures of this one, and then we'll get it dropped in to the beautiful, beautiful LeSabre Concept. Time to get it dropped in then. Looking beautiful. Very pleased with this engine. Very pleased with how it's come out indeed. But we need to get it dropped into the LeSabre, so let's crack on. Over we go, and in you go. Hopefully this is going to look awesome. Let's find out. Can't even see it. There we go. Oh, that's looking pretty sweet, actually, because you've got the black, the white, and then obviously the red all around it, plus then the red inside there. That is looking fantastic. I am very, very pleased with that one. Looking sweet. Let's get some other parts in, though. I need to get that gearbox and drive shaft in. I'm not going to tint that windscreen today, because it is just the windscreen. It looks beautiful under here. Don't normally see that very often, but let's get some parts in. In we go. So the gearbox, I have just done that one in the chrome black to match in with that engine block. It does look pretty sweet. Quite pleased with it. The starter itself, yep, it's in that red. It does look great in the red. Very, very pleased with that. Did I buy a drive shaft? I don't think I did. Let's find out. No, I did not. So I need to go and grab that one in a second. But let's get all of this exhaust in while we are here anyway. So let's just throw all of you in. I'm going to crack on, get all of this finished. I'm going to go and buy my drive shaft and get it installed. We're going to get the wheels done. Probably going to be on white walls. And then we'll be outside in the sun with the LeSabre all finished off. Hopefully looking fantastic. I'll see you in a bit. Here we are then, all finished with Fulysic's beautiful GM LeSabre Concept. Looking absolutely stunning. Very, very fantastic. The bodywork on this looks absolutely stunning. And it just goes to show you don't always have to throw a livery on it to make it look awesome. Just change the colours of a few panels and you can get it to where you want it. The only thing I would have liked is I would have liked to have got this all down here, all white. That would have looked fantastic, I think. But it still looks pretty awesome, if I do say so. Well done, Fulysic. Beautiful, beautiful mod. Just a bit of a shame about the liveries. The link is in the description below if you want to grab this one. Go and download it yourself. Have some fun with it. Get it built. See if you can make some money with it. Play around with the liveries. Try and figure out that template. And if you do figure it out, do let me know, because I'd love to be able to sort of finish this one. Not finish this one. This one's finished, but do a different livery for another one. That would be pretty awesome. But we'll talk about these rims on here. They look absolutely fantastic. These are the rims capes. It just did come with the capes on there. They are the ones that look closest to the real-life LeSabre. I've changed the sizes ever so slightly. My front wheels here, they are 15-inch with 165 width and a 45 profile on there on the white wall tyre C's. Looking pretty sweet. And at the back, although you can't really see them too much, they're bigger. They are a 16-inch with 165 width and a 45 profile. Again, on the vintage white wall tyre C's. Looking pretty sweet. This one does look great. I really do love it. The little white details that I've added there, I think really just make this one just pop off a little bit more. But look at the size of that door. It is so thick. It is ridiculous. But let's jump in this one and see what she sounds like. The interior in here does look pretty good. Nice work on that one. Looks fantastic. Let's get her started, though, and see what she sounds like. We all know the sound of that V8 from this game. Does sound pretty sweet, though. Still love it. Even under high rev, it sounds like a mean V8. I really do love that one. But let's get it onto the dyno and see what horsepower this one's got today. Here we are then on the dyno with the 1951 GM LeSabre Concept with its 2-carb V8 and all the performance parts we stuffed in it today. How much power have we managed to squeeze out of this one? Let's have a look. A gain of 238 horsepower, 93%, pretty good percentage. Maybe I was expecting a little bit more, maybe to tick over slightly higher than 500 horsepower. Our total measured power is 495, but let's go check out the gearbox tuning setup for today. Here it is, 1.65 ratio, quite a low ratio on that one. 85 kilometers an hour in first gear, up to 831 in top gear. I'm pretty confident we won't be getting there, but let's head over to the track and find out what we will get. Here we are then with the LeSabre on the track, and it's wonderful, 495 horsepower 2-carb V8. What can we get out of it today? I will be honest, I have pit slicks on the back because it was too hard without them. So let's go, let's find out. Lovely off the line, does not like first gear at all, but once you're through that, it is no problem at all. Right the way up, straight the way up to 250 kilometers an hour. Nicely done. There's 300. Where will we finish today? Will we break the 400 mark, or will we just come short like we have done a few times recently? Let's keep going. Come on, little car, you can do it. Come on, we can hit the 400. There it is. Yes, where we finish? 408 kilometers an hour from the LeSabre Concept and its self-righting functions. Well then, there you have it, 480 kilometers an hour from the LeSabre Concept. Absolutely incredible. I wasn't quite expecting that. Pits it 50th, bang on 50th on our speeder board, which is pretty cool. Obviously, still less than halfway, so that's pretty good. We're now on 128 Car Mechanic Simulator cars done on this channel, which is pretty sweet. Pretty good going, if I do say so myself. This one was a lot of fun. The liveries were the liveries. They were some cool carbon fiber styled ones that wasn't really my cup of tea for this build today. And then some weird looking ones that were a bit too far out for me. So I just went with this very simple pearl red paint with the front end painted in a pearl white. And then the two tips of the fins also painted in the pearl white as well. Looking pretty sweet. We swapped the seats out into the lovely cream coloured seats just to sort of go red and white-ish, dull off-white, whatever you want to call that. And that engine looks absolutely insane in there. I really do love that. Kept the tops of the arms in a chrome black, and then everything else red and white underneath it. Sort of the same down the back, if I could get down there. There we go. Just the two black arms, everything else in white or red. Looking awesome. Very pleased with this one. It does look absolutely fantastic. But let's jump into some facts and figures about this one. If you stuck around for long enough at the beginning, you would have saw I bought the car for $29,610 and was short of profit only by 575, but still it was by 575. Since spent another 53,619 credits getting this one to look like it does today. That does include buying the slick tires to replace these ones and then swapping them back out. I have since sold the slick tires, so that does incorporate into my price, but a little bit extra spent that I probably didn't need to if I'd have just gone for slicks from the beginning. But there we go, paying our total spend at 83,229, which actually for a concept car is absolutely incredible. Good going. Question is though, can we make a profit from this beautiful, beautiful LeSabre? Let's find out. Let's jump in and have a look. It is the LeSabre Concept. I've added a little bit of kilometers to that, nothing special. All now 100% complete with a 495 horsepower 2-carb V8, a lovely gain of 93%. The real question is though, is the next screen, is there profit? Yeah, a lot of it. Yes, there is a lot of profit on this one. 342,124 is the sale price. Take away our 83,229. It leaves us with 258,895 profit. Over $250,000 profit on this one. This is definitely a good one to find and restore. Total spend of less than 85,000 and you can gain $250,000. If you've got 85,000 and you see one of these in the bad junkyard, there or thereabouts, it is definitely worth doing a lot of profit in that one. Off you go, though, LeSabre Concept. You were a lot of fun. I did enjoy that. But let's see what we've got up next. This is a bit of a special one because it's not actually out yet. This is a French Toast Ford Falcon, looking absolutely fantastic. This is a stunning car, and I cannot wait to get stuck into this one. Haven't really played around with it too much. I was waiting to do a video on it. I'm not sure when this one is coming out. I would like to say soon, but I am not putting that on myself. I don't know when this one will be out, but it will be coming out, and it will be coming out with more than what I'm showing you in the video. This is just a quick showcase, little preview of what is to come from the wonderful mind that is French Toast. This is going to be a lot of fun, a lot cool. This is for next time, though. Just before we go, do remember to come and join us on Discord, take part in the competition. We are now doing mods, and we'll be working on the Subaru BRZ, Toyota GT86, or the Scion FRS. It's all the same mod, different variation models. They're all the same car. It will make sense if you join the Discord, link in the description below. It will all make sense on the competitions page ish. And again, well done to LMAO Zedong, or however you pronounce that name, with the beautiful Ribson Starline. That one is absolutely stunning. I really do love that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching for today's video. I do hope you did enjoy it. Please consider subscribing. Still trying to get up to 250 subscribers so we can play with some old cars, hopefully, as the new DLC comes out, that drag racing DLC. Looking forward to that one, definitely. Let me know in the comments if you are looking forward to the drag racing DLC. Anyway, hope you had a wonderful weekend. Have a great day wherever you are in the world. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.